Alright guys, welcome back to Rampant Lion Reviews once again. Something a little bit different for you this time, and this is something that I do hope to introduce as a kind of permanent fixture to the channel, just when I meet other beer tubers and things. This is actually an idea that I stole from a friend of mine, Andreas Tullgren, who used to run the Swedish beer blog Ulrisan Beer Journey, and he did this thing where it was like meet the blogger, and he did one of those with me. So I thought, well, it might be cool to, since he's stopped blogging, it might be cool to kind of resurrect it as a YouTube thing.
Awesome.
So, yeah, might be quite cool. So for the first one, we have my good friend Thomas Houndham from Thomas Opent Beer Reviews on YouTube. As always, you'll find the link down to his channel in the description below, along with the Dutch Beer Collective, and hopefully at some stage we can get the other Dutch guys to do
That would be awesome.
some of these interviews as well. And you will see the English guys at some stage, and I think next summer, COVID permitting, you will see Massive Matt Beer Reviews, and you'll also see Paul Romeli of PA Brew News as well. So that would be really cool.
I really hope I can make that journey with you. That would be amazing.
That would be awesome.
I'd love to do that.
That would be really cool, actually, for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, Thomas, thank you for joining us for this one.
Well, thank you for joining me here in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
It's a bit of a foreign country.
It's foreign. Yeah, but anyway, we'll try and avoid too much of that in this. But yes, okay. So we're just going to go through some questions and introduce you to Thomas and his channel and beer journey and stuff like this, because I think that was one of the nice things about the way Andreas used to do it. His blog, like I say, was called Ulrisan, the Beer Journey. That's what we'll do in this. So Thomas, can you tell us a little bit, where are you from originally in the Netherlands? And yeah.
Well, I'm originally from a small town called Musselkanaal, which is about 30 kilometers away from here. I still work there actually. And grew up there, moved to Winschoten, where I live now, about 11 years ago or so, I think, give or take. Yeah, this is my second place here in Winschoten, and for the foreseeable future I see no reason for me to leave. I actually quite enjoy it here. Yeah,
it's a nice little town actually. We went out and had a little walk around, and I've always found that the Netherlands has a very kind of relaxed vibe to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely we have, yeah.
Yeah, I think if I was to move here, which who knows, could be a possibility, we'll see. It could be, probably I like Leiden. Leiden, I mean, I came to Leiden a few years ago, and I don't know, I just really liked it. Could have very easily ended up in Leiden rather than Lund in 2015, but yeah, I love the Netherlands.
That's probably still a place for you there if you really feel so inclined.
We'll see. We'll need to see what opens up, but obviously lots of things to think about at the moment. But yeah, our second question then. So Thomas, what do you do outside of beer?
Well, of course, just my day-to-day job, and other than that, I'm just a big movie nerd. Love just spending an hour or two every day just watching a movie, some TV shows, things like that. Big into sci-fi, and I sing in a band. I actually sing in a band, which is pretty fun. Thanks to COVID, that's a bit of a shit storm as well, because rehearsing is difficult. It's 5 people of us, so being together is a thing. No gigs. So hopefully within now in a few weeks, but probably in a few months, we can start rehearsing steadily again. But yeah, that's basically what I do. Most of my time is really taken up by either making my own reviews, maintaining the channel, doing the Instagram stuff, watching all of you guys, getting wasted on too many live streams. Thank you for that one, Harry.
That is Harry's fault.
He did set that up, and it's an amazing idea. And before we knew it, we were all spending 3 nights a week getting hammered on YouTube. Not so bad, really. Yeah. And of course, you research beer, look up beer. That's what lots of my evenings are basically just spent behind the laptop and the phone. Watching you guys, being active in Facebook groups. You research beer, which beers would you like? You keep doing that. You have that FOMO, fear of missing out, and hunting all those special beers, and then you try to relax in bed, thinking like, did I buy the beers I want? Or
I don't know if you really necessarily have to do so much hunting, because you get a lot of stuff.
Holy shit! Yeah, you were there for a beer mill, weren't you?
Yeah, and then there's more beer. There's literally more beer coming.
Literally more beer. Yeah. Although I have to admit, that's something I ordered. That's not something I bought, not something I'm receiving.
Okay.
So at least there's that. But it's funny to see in your where the app where you can check which parcels you're getting. It literally says more beer. Crap.
Yeah, it's just craziness. The amount Thomas has got like a bunch of boxes, a whole fridge, and then a big massive drawer full of beer, and it's crazy stuff. A lot of it is crazy.
Right
stuff.
now, I forgot track of my inventory. I'm somewhere between 130 and 150 different different beers.
Mental. I don't know how many I've got, but I've got one big fridge full, and it's just ended up with so many beer meals at one time. But anyway, so let's go on to your beer journey then. So what is your earliest memory with beer?
Well, the earliest memory I have is being 15 and being way too drunk on lager, like, you know, just normal macro lager. And other than that, my memories are like my dad, who's not into craft beer the way I am. When I try to let him try like a big imperial stout or an IPA, he's mostly like, that's not beer. But he introduced me to things like, you know, Leffe, Grimbergen, Duvel, things like that. That's basically where my earliest beer memories are. And for really many years, that was probably in my late teens when that happened. Like when you're like 18, 19, your early adult years, that's when that happened. And for the biggest part, that's basically where it remained. The Belgian classics, you know, or the Dutch. Well, for example, like what we're drinking right now, it's an oaked age edition, of course, but things like the La Trappe quadruples, your Deliriums, things like that. And you took a foray here and there, learning things about Saison Dupont. You know, you start drinking things like that. But the real craft beer scene was still elusive to me until I think, about 5 years ago maybe.
So on that note then, it's quite understandable then you start with the sort of Belgian style beers and some of the more Belgian style Dutch beers, if that makes sense. That's completely logical. But then what was your first entry into the American craft beers, if we can call them that?
You know, I think that started when I joined it happens with so many people. You know, you join a Facebook group and you start learning about more beers, and you try the beers that are readily available. I remember actually one of my first forays into that was things like Punk IPA, 5 a.m. Red, what was it?
5 a.m. Saint originally.
Yeah, that was it. 5 a.m. Things like that, and that's what you try. And then you hear, you know, I've had Guinness before, and then you hear about, you know, the bigger stouts, the imperial stouts, and you move into that. You try many different things, and it sort of gradually grew. Started with some of the well-known Dutch classics like Jopen, Van de Streek, Moersleutel at some point. My first review ever was a Moersleutel. When they were not even all that, when they were just sort of up and coming. I think they were just really starting about a year old maybe, when I started my channel. And then gradually you start shifting into the other things. You learn about the other Belgian classics, you know, the Fantômes, the Drie Fonteinen. By the way, for those who are still wondering, Drie Fonteinen, not Twee Fonteinen. Drie Fonteinen. There we go.
I need to make that one right now.
But yeah, stuff like that, and gradually just grew from there. And it sort of it never really goes from one step to the other. It's not like one big progression. Suddenly you find yourself drinking Toppling Goliath and what are the other ones that are more readily available here? Suddenly you have the Central Waters and things like that, the stouts, the IPAs, and that sort of gradually just grows. And of course the insanely huge UK craft beer scene with the Cloudwaters and
the Wylam's.
Wylam's is something, by the way, I haven't seen in the Netherlands for a while. I don't know how Wylam's doing it.
I've not seen Wylam in Scandinavia for a wee while either. I'm not sure what's going on there.
We shall Google this.
We'll find out after.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's interesting just to see how it kind of grew up there as well. Then, so on that point then, what inspired you to actually get into the beer tubing thing?
Well, I started watching several of them. People like you, people like Matt. And it was always like, this sounds like fun, but you know, how do I do this? How do I set this up? I think I talked to Matt a few times, maybe like asked him some tips. I remember thinking it was very daunting. I remember filming my first test review where I was just shaking about pouring a can, you know, things like that. I was so nervous. But the biggest thing that got me into it was Remy, Beer Geek Holland. I found his channel, and he started about a year before I did, I think. And he's definitely the biggest Dutch beer tuber. But he was sort of my inspiration of thinking, you know what, in a positive way, you know what, if he can do it, so can I. And not because I want to say that Remy did it in a way that made it look like, oh, I can do it much better than them. No, I realized, you know what, if Dutch people are doing this, so can I. People do like to do this, and I felt inspired, like let's make this final push and film videos, and that was about 2.5 years ago now.
No, you never look back.
No, never look back. Well, of course, I don't know if you've ever had that, but I do know this from many beer tubers. There's that fatigue every now and then where you feel like, why am I still doing this? You can sometimes feel the pressure. We talked about this yesterday. You feel that pressure with suddenly you have a fridge full of IPAs and you don't want to destroy your liver, and you want to sort of see, but I need to drink these beers, I should review them, the ticking time, or you feel that pressure, and sometimes you forget to just enjoy the beer.
Yeah.
And every now and then I just buy, more than often, I just buy a high quality beer and I say, fuck it, I'm not going to review this. I'm not going to overanalyze it. I'm just going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Do I like this? Is it nice? Is it tasty? That's it.
That's it. I mean, that's one of the things, like I've had quite a few beer meals and stuff like that, and it's loads of IPAs, and I love the IPAs. It's like great stuff, and but sometimes you get so many IPAs at once, you're just like, oh damn. Yeah, it's that's one of the difficult things about doing the beer meals, but it's great. That's one of the things, and the thing I like about it is you're always learning different things about different places and stuff like this as well.
Exactly.
And you're interacting with different people from different countries. I mean, that's with us, the Netherlands and Scotland and Sweden, I guess, as well. So I think that's one of the really great things about it too, yeah.
And especially how you start making friends in the beer community, because I think it's fantastic, especially during this entire COVID situation where we just mentioned, with the British guys like Harry and the American guys like Matt, they started setting up these live streams. And before I knew it, I remember that this sounds so like hero worship, but it is for a little bit. Matt is like a hero to me in the beer community. I look up to his channel, like this is how I think you do beer tubing. And suddenly you're talking with this guy offline and online in these live streams, and you just realize we're all just idiots who have no idea what we're talking about. We like beer and we're just talking to a camera and yapping away, and we all love doing it and making fun of each other and laughing at each other and laughing with each other.
Yeah.
And there's just this huge community, and I think that's the thing that I really took out of beer tubing.
Yeah, it's a community, isn't it?
Yeah, people are like, oh, it must be so, you did it for, I know of one particular beer tuber who really gets something like, I really wish people start sending me free shit. I'm like, well, then you're doing it for the wrong reason. And it's fun that it happens, but the biggest awesome part about all of this is I've got a Scotch guy from Sweden sitting in my living room here in the Netherlands talking about beer, drinking beers, reviewing together, and that's fantastic. And that's
that's it. It's about the community for me, and then I always kind of said, you do it for fun, and if people like it as well, then that's great. And if you can make your craft beer drinking self-sustaining, well, that's a bonus.
Absolutely.
That's a bonus.
And if I have to buy every beer that I drink, that's fine as well, because I don't care about that. It's not about getting the free shit, but it's about having fun.
Yeah, that's it. That's it, definitely. So, on that note then, who are your favourite beer tubers and beer bloggers?
Well, there's many of them for many reasons. And this sounds like sucking up, of course, but yeah, I love your channel because I think I mentioned that in a live stream the other day. I love putting on your reviews. They're like 30 minutes sometimes, but I love putting them on. And then I can just I can fold some laundry, I can dry some dishes, I can, prep some food, and just listen to what you have to say about these beers. And you have so much information coming in, and I learn new things. I learn new things about hops, I learn new things about breweries, and that's fantastic. I love Matt for his amazing style, his sense of humor, his form of in-depth review into his perceptions of flavor and aroma. I love how he basically everything he describes is from his own personal reference, his own personal memories. This reminds me of this. I remember having. He talks about sugar daddies, which is some sort of candy. I think it's like chocolate raisins or something. I don't remember what they are, but he talks about them, for example. But he never describes the flavors like it reminds me of. I love that. I love the way he does that. Remy and Gerben are my heroes, but that's mostly because we're all friends and we keep each other sort of going and riding each other up. Like if ever one of us goes like, I don't know, man, we're there for each other and the friendship's there. I look up to these guys. Harry is always witty in his shit, and he's got these lovely short little reviews you can just power through, and I like that. And his sense of music in the background is always abysmal, and that makes it extra fun. No. The Nerd Sense guys, they're always so funny in their interactions. I love Kyle from Untitled Beer Reviews. He'll get that joke when he sees this, if he sees this. So many of them.
I need to get more into the Nerd Sense guys actually, and No Hype. I've not watched too much of them, but yeah, I need to get into them. There's lots of really good Beertubers out there these days. Yeah, definitely. So let's look at this one then. So in the north of the Netherlands, what local breweries would you recommend that people look out for?
I think that lately, the last year or two, there's been Bier in Groningen who've been really stepping up their game. They've had some hits and misses, some big misses definitely in the past, but they've had some great hits lately, and they do a lot of work with gypsy brewers, and some of the best Dutch IPAs, you had one yesterday, comes from that brewery. They do a lot of work with gypsies and have been really churning out their own stuff a lot more, and their quality's gotten a lot better, and I feel that they make a lot of their core range doesn't get the highest ratings on Untappd, for example, but what I do appreciate about it is they really like to crank out these very drinkable pale ales, these soft IPAs that don't demand a lot of you. They're not the biggest haze bombs. I love how they just sort of appreciate casual drinking. I'm a big fan of Van den Broek. He's, I believe, originally from Belgium, and about maybe 35 kilometers from here, he churns out, you can't call it Geuze, of course, because can't call it Lambic, but that's basically what they are, and they are very well appreciated here in the Netherlands. Another one is actually, I wanted to try that one with you, maybe we can do it during a live stream tonight, is a local home brewer from Eelde, close by, who does local homebrewed wild ale with foraged local herbs and plants and stuff, so we could try some of that maybe. Vloembier, it's a buddy from mine, he's a gypsy brewer, brews at Beer. That's some of the local stuff I really like, and Malust, which is pretty local to me. About 40 kilometers maybe, but I consider that pretty local still.
I would still say that's local.
But that's some good stuff.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, and I have to say that I first encountered the Dutch beers back in really 2014 or so, and I think that I've always been impressed with the kind of quality of stuff that's been going out in the Netherlands, so it's been nice to see how, I haven't had much Dutch beer in the last 6 years, but to see how it's evolved, I think it's been very nice.
Oh, you're gonna go home with a trunk packed with.
Oh yeah, there's going to be. I've got about 20 Dutch beers, so you'll see these appearing over the next while. And I think Thomas and I will come to some arrangement of swapping or doing something to make sure that there are more Dutch beers on my channel, because they've been lacking a little bit. They have been lacking. It has been
lacking some more Swedish stuff, so we can find something.
We'll find something to do.
That out.
We'll figure that out definitely. But yeah, okay. So what would you say are the best breweries in the Netherlands overall then?
Well, definitely what we're enjoying right now, even though some people consider it supermarket beer because it's available in all supermarkets. If, for example, Le Trap, we're enjoying one of the oak-aged quadruples right now. Thanks again for that one, Remy. But their normal quads, their easy door. I'm not a big fan, for example, of blonde ales, but their blonde ale is just one of those readily accessible.
I need to check if I've reviewed that actually.
Yeah. It's always a nice bet. If you want to pick one up, you want it to go get to the supermarket at the moment. They actually probably have it, so that's
I'll
really
check
fun.
if I've done that. I'm not sure.
But yeah, and there's many different ones. Some I love for their wild, outrageous stuff with their hits and misses is Moersleutel. And when they're good, I mean, they should really tone down their lactose love and focus a little bit more on some classic stuff. But when they're great, they're great. When they fail, they fail. It happens. I used to really love the Molen. It's gone a little bit down. I love Jopen. I really appreciate Jopen and people like Van der Streek for their constant quality, really. And I also feel that both breweries have a great barrel age program going on. One of the best barrel aged beers I've had lately, last year was by Van der Streek, an Imperial Stout on Isla casks. Just blew my mind. Another few great Dutch breweries. Oh God, we for a tiny country that we are, right now we have about 700, just over 700 breweries, including gypsies, of course. So we don't actually have 700 breweries in this country. That would never fit. But Nord Brewing does some very good classic stuff. A lot of people look at him and go like, "Oh, you're a bit timid," but he doesn't like what he's called those back beers. Crazy beers. He's like, a double is a double, a blonde is a blonde, an IPA should be bitter, and some nice citrusy floral notes, nothing too weird, Right. But he does those classic styles very well, so I like
Mm.
Noah Brewing when it comes to that.
That could be interesting to try as well.
So other than, just to name a few, when you get a question like this, you're always like,
Where do you? Yeah, no,
yeah,
I
you
know
think
what
about it, and when this video comes up, I'm gonna go like, I should have said this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one.
Oh yeah, no, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Well, the next one would be then. We're actually doing this video when the weekend after Borefts was supposed to be the Demolen Festival.
Oh no, there was a few weekends ago, 3 weekends by now.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
okay, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, so we were going to do the whole idea behind this bottle share was that it was supposed to be a replacement due to COVID because of the Borefts thing. So we will, Borefts is something that we will do next year or the year after, something like that.
Mhm.
We need to figure that out. But yeah, that is something that we do plan on figuring out. But what would be your favourite beer festivals that you?
I can't go to too many, unfortunately, because I live in the north, and most of them are further away in the country. And you can't go by car, because that's always quicker. But you can't go by car because how are you going to get back? Well, if you take a hostel or something or a hotel, it makes everything more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But you get these train tickets here that are like a day train ticket is maybe like €19, so that's dirt cheap. You could go back and forth. There's a few ones that I still need to discover myself, where I know that for some of the more bigger international breweries come. But I would probably still say Borefs. And some people in the last few years say Borefs has gotten less because they don't focus on the big American breweries. You know, where's Brewery, for example, that comes to the Netherlands for a different one, and where's this big American one? What's that huge American one? And you know, that's just people who want to go to that festival for bragging rights. Like, yeah, I just drank 5 different breweries yesterday. Rah, rah, rah. Well, fuck that shit. What I love about Borefts is they're like, we get some of the best Dutch ones, some of the best Belgian ones, and when we go for the international ones, we like to go for the ones that people don't know. Before they were really big, they had AF Brew.
Oh yeah. I've had some AF Brew
And
stuff as well.
yeah, they had AF Brew there, and everybody was like, "Oh, that's okay." But the lines there were amazing, because they were starting to get well known, and you know they're way old because people don't get them that easily now. AF Brew is everywhere. They had what's his name? A Brazilian brewery. I forgot the name. Something with a P. I forgot the name, but a Brazilian brewer. That's what they like to focus on, the weird shit. Like you know, let's bring these Dutch breweries in here where people can focus on, like, instead of all those huge American names, but also international stuff that isn't on everybody's radar just yet, but a lot more fun to discover. So, you know, then the other breweries, the other festivals can go for those big names. Go for it. You can go there and have fun there, and then go to Borefts. And I love the relaxed atmosphere there because, you know, glasses are always falling in. Before you know it, after an hour or two, every 5 minutes you hear, "Hey!" across the entire field because people are dropping glasses. Half of the time, because it's late September, the weather won't be fantastic. So it's half raining, half windy, and you're standing outside, and it's a bit damp, and you're having loads of fun with your mates because you're doing fantastic beer and good
And you're
food.
getting a bit of a warming sensation.
Absolutely.
For sure. Yeah, but yeah, we need to get you guys up to the one of the Meekiller festivals, or to Brewski Val, or GBG Beer Week would be another one. All in festival.
I'd love to go to all
Something
of
like that. That would be awesome. So yeah, there's a nice little thing about the beer festivals in the Netherlands for you. What would you say is your favourite beer travel destination?
My fridge.
Your fridge? Okay.
Well stocked. You know what the thing is? I don't have a particular one, although I think I just had all those comments about the American breweries of the festivals, but I'd love to go to America. But mostly because, let's face it, everything we do in the craft beer scene right now starts there. Everything always starts there, and Europe sort of drags along a little bit later. And I'm really hoping that for the last year or two, like lagers, well, probably a little bit longer, lagers have been a huge thing in America. I'd love to see what they can do with lagers here in the Netherlands.
There's more and more lagers coming out in Scandinavia now.
Yeah, and that's just one of the most amazing beer styles, and
it's been underappreciated for years.
Yeah, and there's so much in there than just what people think Pilsner. Like, look at your Madsens, your Kolsch's, your Helles,
Dunkels, double box,
your double box.
And then the Czech lagers as well.
There's so much going on. Schwarzbier.
Schwarzbier. Yeah, there's been a bit of that's an odd thing. There's been a bit of a mini renaissance recently in Sweden with black IPAs and Czech Tmavis and German Schwarzbiers and stuff like that. And I welcome it. I like it. I really enjoy that.
But the same reason why I want to go to America is the same reason I want to go to the UK. Is I got buddies over there these days, and I'd love to meet all of you. I'd love to go to America and hang out with Kyle, Matt, Sean, Michael, Keith, Joe, all these guys. I'd love to go to UK, hang out with Craig, Rob, Greg, Harry, Rob, all of you guys want to go to Scandinavia or to Sweden, hang out with you there, and you visit some of your locals.
Yeah.
And that's what I'd love to do. So it's not so much about the beer because of the beer; it's about the people there again.
That's it, yeah. And that's one of the things that's cool for me, is to be able to come down to the Netherlands. Unfortunately, as I say, I couldn't film too many out and abouts, but it's fairly cheap to fly down here. So I'm guessing we'll be able to do something. We need to maybe we'll need to do like an Airbnb in Den Haag or something like that at some point, and do some out and about filming and stuff. It'd be quite cool to do some of the out and about videos with you and Herben and Remy and Douglas and stuff. That would be awesome. Because there's quite a lot of places to see in the Netherlands, so it would be quite cool to go around and see the different cities and stuff like this, and do that. That's something that we will do in the future. But okay, so do you have some beer goals or some interesting beer things planned on your channel over the next little while?
Right now I'm just focusing on doing my own thing, having fun. That sounds so freaking cliche, but just having fun, doing my own thing, enjoy what I'm doing. I'd love to go out and about a little bit more. A while ago I did a lovely little video with they had a launch at Bucks Beer where they launched fantastic 2 double IPAs. I did a lovely 20-minute video there having an interview with the brewer and one of the guys from the office, and we talked about the beer and had loads of fun with that. I thought that was just want to do more like that. And just focus on doing nice beers, doing nice reviews, and just having the channel grow. Right now, I've been at this for 2.5 years, and there's not a big market, there's not a big interest in Beertube in the Netherlands. So right now I'm at 415 subscribers. So it'd be fun if before the end of the year, if I could reach 500. That would be a lovely goal. And I think I with COVID being what it is right now, I think the biggest goal I have is I want to do more shared things. I want to do more live streams, more reviews together. You did that lager for the Dutch Beer Collective guys, so I want to try and have the 5 of us come together, like you mentioned that. I really want to focus on having that happen. Do these online live streams where you can talk about either a specific beer, or where you can just do these pub things where people can just watch and you can just drink beer together and talk with everybody, do the chats. And we've really noticed how people really appreciated that. To be able to have this sort of sense of social behavior while you're sitting at home on a Saturday evening. Yeah.
No, I think that's it. I like doing the live streams. I haven't been able to take part in so many recently due to work and things. But we're definitely looking forward. I'm looking forward to having a look at that lager beer with you guys as well, because I really like that one. But that's it. That's it. And as you say, hopefully we'll definitely film more stuff together at some point. We can't guarantee when, but you will see Thomas on my channel a lot more over the next couple of years and all this kind of thing. So yeah, definitely.
And we can always just do short 20-30 minute live streams, just review together a beer, talk a little bit, say hi to each other and stuff like that. Just keep it fun and social. It doesn't always have to be 4-hour long sessions where you get wasted again. Thank you, Harry, for the suggestion of the hobo beers that one time. That was lethal.
Oh yeah. Harry's a steamboat, definitely.
How does he do it?
Brewer life, hashtag brewer life.
You know what I really love? That he's now like, I'm feeling my age though every now and then when I'm drinking. He's freaking 27. I'm 38, you little shit. That's where you start feeling it.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, I think on that note then, I think we've had a really nice little interview with Thomas. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this one. For time reference, we are filming this in the middle of October 2020. You will see Thomas on the channel for some out and about videos at some stage, maybe some festival videos, some of these sorts of things, and live streams obviously would be the other thing as well. So there's a couple, I don't know exactly when this will publish, but there will be a few. I need to resurrect the collaboration review playlist, and you'll see Thomas in that. And yeah, we'll figure that out. We need to figure out exactly how we're going to do some more collaboration reviews and things. But yeah, that's definitely something that we'll plan for the future. But yeah, Thomas, thank you for doing this Meet the Blogger on the channel here. And I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Like I say, hopefully we can get the other guys from the Dutch Beer Collective, Remy, Herben and Douglas on at some stage. You'll see the English guys, Harry, Craig, Jaco, Rob, maybe Stuart Pickard, Christoph, Greg, Peter the Clueless Drinker. You'll see all of these guys at some stage.
Wasn't that Peter the Clueless Raker?
Oh yeah, Peter the Clueless Raker, exactly. Peter the Clueless Raker, and then yeah, like I say, maybe we can maybe get Massive Matt and we can get Paul PA Brew News on at some stage as well.
Sounds good.
But yeah, definitely. But guys, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one. Check out the link to Thomas Opent, which means we never mentioned that. Thomas Opent is literally Dutch for Thomas Opens.
Yeah, that's the entire name of the channel, Thomas Opent. So if you read it in English, it will be Thomas Opens, and then you see the brewery and the beer. So that's the gag.
Yeah, it's pretty
Works
cool.
in Dutch.
Yeah, we never that was a bad thing. We should have mentioned that.
Yeah,
earlier.
listen, you know.
But yeah, guys, check out the link to Thomas in the description below. I'll also put the link there to the Facebook and the Instagram of the Dutch Beer Collective, and make sure that you show Douglas, Remy, and Herben some love as well. There's lots of other Dutch guys in the beer tubing scene these days, so who knows, the Dutch Beer Collective may expand over the next little while. But we'll see. But thank you for watching, guys. Check out all those links in the description below, and you will see more Meet the Bloggers soon. And check out Thomas's reviews, some of them in English, some of them in Dutch. And yeah, this was really fun, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Till the next time, Slàinte, Skål, Prost, and I'll catch you guys later. Cheers.